This week, the Trump administration unveiled updated safety guidelines for self-driving cars aimed at getting more test vehicles on the road.
Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao traveled to the University of Michigan to make the announcement. The university is a vital research facility where autonomous cars already have the run of the road because a town where they travel was built just for them. Michelle Miller has the story.
Call it Anytown, USA, a test track that mimics every detail of our transportation world, chock full of highways, byways, railroad crossings, and bus stops.
So how is M-City different from your average test track?
Great question. So M-City itself isn't really different than the real world, and that's in and of itself what makes it different.
Carrie Morton is the deputy director of M-City. Along with lab director Greg McGuire, we toured the ultimate learning curve for driverless car research.
A typical test track, you're testing for the performance of an individual vehicle. We can look at how these vehicles operate together as part of a system, not only with each other, but with the infrastructure around them.
So you need this simulated world in order to do it the right way.
That's right.
M-City sits on 16 acres of the University of Michigan campus and offers just about every conceivable driving condition.
So right now we're in the urban side of M-City. That allows us to study your typical downtown urban environment. So we have parking meters, we have angled parking, parallel parking, 7 different types of traffic lights. Now we're entering the high-speed side, which simulates highway operations. So we can study here vehicles entering and exiting the highway, lane change maneuvers.
M-City's partners all have a stake in the future of autonomous driving, from Intel to State Farm to the Ford Motor Company, which tests its cars at M-City.
Here we have lots of different pedestrian crossings in M-City, so we can see how pedestrians interact with these vehicles.
How are you essentially testing these vehicles out here? Let's go through the different scenarios.
Sure. So
we hit one right over here.
Yeah, we just went through a roundabout. So that's a perfect scenario where we can study interoperability. So how are these vehicles going to coexist on the road together? We can also study scenarios where the automated vehicle can leverage connectivity.
Here we go.
We found out what that means from Debbie Bazina of the University of Michigan's Transportation Research Institute.
Rolling down the highway.
We're rolling down the highway. Someone ahead of us does a hard braking event. Brake, hard brake.
She has to brake hard enough to hear this.
Yeah.
And what just happened?
She broke hard enough. My system heard it, told me I need to stop.
Okay.
It was a test of vehicle-to-vehicle communication.
Let's do forward collision.
Should I be scared?
You'll get a little tingling. You get a little happy feeling.
In this demo, a car driving on a highway unexpectedly slows down while traveling around 35 miles an hour.
Slow brake. Okay, hang on.
Whoa, whoa!
The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says communication technology shows great promise in transforming the way Americans travel, saying it can save lives, prevent injuries, ease traffic congestion, and improve the environment. It says the technology can help cars see around corners and through other cars. In April, NHTSA closed a public commenting period on a proposal to mandate the technology for light cars and trucks. It's hoping to give the green light in 2019. It's not just the cars that will be connected.
You see the 2 RSUs?
Roadside units, or RSUs, are also about to communicate with vehicles.
So they're broadcasting that there's ice on the road ahead. The RSU is broadcasting information to my vehicle. My vehicle reacts to it.
Oh, wow.
So it says icy road ahead.
With RSUs able to transmit at least 1,000 feet away, Bazina says it could prevent winter pileups like this, something that would not be possible for autonomous vehicles right now.
With a sensor-based system, you do have issues with snow, rain, fog, but with a communication-based system, that doesn't come into play.
And that, she says, will get autonomous vehicles on the road faster. This 15-seat driverless shuttle will be transporting students on the University of Michigan campus this fall.
For CBS This Morning Saturday, Michelle Miller, Ann Arbor, Michigan.
You know, every time I see something like this, I'm struck by, you know, how futuristic it looks.
Right.
And yet I know within about 10 years, this is going to look quaint.
Yeah, and I think Michelle's facial expression at
Yes.
that point of, please, I hope it's stopping.
I think we're psychologically, we're going to have a hard time giving up the steering wheel, but we're going to have to.
Shout out to my alma mater, by the way, where that's taking place.
Indeed.